Hi, welcome. Thanks for visiting. Let me show you my tank with Neolamprologus brichardi. Neolamprologus brichardi is a fish from Lake Tanganyika. It is also called Princess of Burundi, probably because it's a beautiful fish. It is a cichlid, and cichlids take care of their eggs and take care of their fry. Cichlids are fish that are kept mainly because of their very interesting behavior. It's really impressive when you see these fish swimming with their fry. I used to have a colony of bricardis, of Neolamprologus brichardi, but at one point I only was left with 2 fish. I was not sure whether it was a pair. I bought another one, and now I have 3 fish, hoping they would breed, but so far, for more than a year, I had no luck. I have a pair here and an odd fish, which probably is a female. The biggest one here that you can see is a male, and the one on the very left is a female. The male, I know the male is a male not because he's bigger than the female, but because when I look at their behavior, that's how I see that. I performed a massive water change yesterday, hoping that it will trigger the spawning behavior, and I am not disappointed. As you see, the female is swimming very closely to the male, and she is from time to time shaking her tail, which indicates that she wants to invite the male to fertilize her eggs, that she is ready to lay eggs and she's inviting the male to fertilize them. Whether she's successful, we'll see, because the male doesn't always swim next to her. But I'm very hopeful. Water change and is very often a triggering event and induces spawning in these fish. We'll wait and see. There is a shell where the female is swimming. Let's take a closer look at it. Bricardis are shell dwellers, which means they lay eggs in shells. Shells are not the only spots where they lay eggs. They can lay eggs in holes in tight spaces. But these two seem to be staying close to the shell. And I really hope they decide to breed there. You see, the female is inviting the male to go to the shell with her. On the other side of the tank there are barnacles, barnacle shells. Barnacles are sedentary arthropods, and they are perfect for perfect hiding spots for the fish. As you can see, they are overgrown with algae. I'm not sure how to get rid of them. When I bought the barnacles and when I put all the stones on the bottom of that you can see on the bottom of the tank, they were just white and clean. But sometimes I get compliments from my guests, and they are asking me what I am doing in order to keep all the algae growing on the stone, so that's a little bit encouraging, but I wish they were white. You might see that there are bubbles of air going up. These are the algae. This is oxygen produced by the algae. I changed the light here in the tank not long time ago. I had a fluorescent light here, fluorescent bulb. And I replaced it with LED light because I couldn't buy a bulb for my fluorescent fixture, a new bulb. So I bought a new light. It is so intense that sometimes the algae and the plant that is here, poor plant, is also overgrown by the algae. So the light is so strong that sometimes the algae are covered with a silver layer of air bubbles, oxygen bubbles. Oh, the male disappeared in one of the barnacles. I find watching my fish much more interesting than watching TV. It is so peaceful, even though they fight sometimes. They are quite aggressive fish. They don't look aggressive here on this at this moment, but they wouldn't tolerate a fish of a different species unless it's equally aggressive fish from a cichlid from Lake Tanganyika, preferably. But when they spawn, they are very aggressive, and then they might kill any other fish that is in the tank. In the wild, they swim in huge groups, hundreds of specimens, hundreds of fish together. That's the small ones with big ones. Here in this tank, 3 mature fish is about what this tank can hold. At this point, I wouldn't be able to add another fish here because the their hierarchy is already established here. They have their own territory here. So any other fish, whether it's male or a female, would be treated as an intruder. Well, I guess it's time to turn the camera off. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a good night.